the win number is the start and end, and everything kind of orbits around the sun of the win number and the candidate who's capable of getting that win number. So what's our win number?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I will start this by saying for the longest time, I did not have one because I was still in that redefining losing mindset. And I was like, we're not going to win. We're not going to be the next governor. And I think I would sit at a table at a fair or festival and somebody would say, are you going to, you're not going to win, right? And I would say, look, I don't think that my wife, my cats, my chickens, and I are going to pack up and move to Annapolis in January of 2027, but, we're trying, or something like that. And that fell a little bit flat, even though it was getting at an idea that I think is really important, this redefining winning idea. Let's be real. The best performance for since the Civil War, the best performance for an independent candidate in the state of Maryland is 9%. Hyman Pressman, we talked about that race earlier. The best performance for a third-party candidate is 3.2%, 1895, Prohibition candidate. The best performance in the modern era is like 1.5, something like that percent. And so we're not talking, even if we look at the history of third-party campaigns in the state of Maryland, we understand that it is not likely that we are going to win. But until we had a win number, and I'll get to it in a second, but until we had a win number, we were still stuck in that redefining or in that reframing losing mindset. And I had a lot of conversations with people who were in that political space that you're talking about, the political space that is like, you got to have a win number. And I refused for the longest time. But then at some point, I had always been saying, we're going to run the best campaign since the Civil War, and we're going to show Maryland that it is time to rebuild something different. Well, I actually went and did the work on that. And so the win number for me is 100,000 votes. 100,000 votes is about 4%. It's not going to be better than Hyman Pressman's percentage, but it's going to be better than his vote total. So if we had 4% and 100,000 votes, we would have the strongest third-party campaign since the Civil War in the state of Maryland. We'd have the most votes outside of the two-party system ever. And I think that is going to start to send that signal that people in Maryland are tired of this. They are tired of the way that the two-party system works. They are tired of paying taxes at a high rate and getting services at a rate that feels frustrating and annoying. I think people in Maryland are willing to pay taxes. They live in Maryland. We have high taxes, but they want a government that works for them. And when they're in trouble, they want it to help them out. They don't want to be used as pawns in some political game that Annapolis Democrats or DC Republicans are playing. And they want to make sure that the hard-earned money that they're putting into the government and into the system that we have is working for them, and it is not right now. And if we get 100,000 votes, we send a very strong signal that if the two parties don't change the way they're working, they're going to lose control of power, and new people are going to come on the stage, new people are going to demand new answers, and new people are going to throw those bums out.